night wraps around you like a soft, heavy cloak. Its silence, broken only by the faint rustle of your cloak against the damp grass. You stand on a narrow, winding road, its edges swallowed by a thick, swirling fog that clings to the ground, curling around your ankles like a curious cat. The air is cool, heavy with the scent of wet earth and distant pine, and the world feels impossibly still, as if time itself has paused to catch its breath. Your wand is tucked into your sleeve, its familiar weight a quiet comfort, but there's no need for light, not yet. The fog diffuses the faint glow of a distant street lamp, casting a pale, ghostly halo that barely reaches you, leaving you in a liminal space between nowhere and somewhere. You're not sure how you ended up here. The details are fuzzy, a blur of missed connections, a delayed port key, or perhaps a miscalculated apparition in the dark. But the road is empty. The Muggle village you passed hours ago, long behind you, and the stars are hidden by the fog's heavy veil. You shift your weight, the gravel crunching softly under your boots, and pull your cloak tighter, the wool warm against the night's chill. There's no panic, only a quiet acceptance of the moment, a trust that the wizarding world has its ways of finding those who are lost. A sound pierces the silence, a faint, high-pitched whistle, like a kettle just beginning to sing. It's distant at first, barely audible, but it grows, weaving through the fog with a strange, melodic insistence. You turn toward it, your heart quickening, not with fear, but with curiosity. The whistle sharpens, joined by a low, rumbling hum, and then, with a sudden, startling bang that echoes like a firecracker in the mist, the fog parts, and the night bus appears, a triple-decker behemoth of purple and gold, its glowing lanterns swaying wildly as it screeches to a halt. The bus is a marvel, its polished exterior gleaming despite the fog, its windows aglow with warm, amber light that spills onto the road, pushing back the mist. The tires squeal, the brakes squeaking in protest, and the bus rocks slightly, as if catching its breath after a wild sprint. The lanterns, ornate, brass-bound, and charmed to never flicker, cast dancing patterns on the gravel, their light catching the fog in swirling, golden eddies. The words, "Night Bus," are painted in bold, curling script along the side, the letters shimmering faintly, as if infused with starlight. The silence returns, softer now, the whistle and rumble fading into memory. You stand, transfixed, the bus's presence, a sudden, vibrant note in the night's quiet symphony. The fog seems to retreat, respecting the bus's magic, and you feel a quiet thrill, a sense of stepping into a story you've only heard in whispers. The road is no longer empty. It's a stage, and the night bus is the star, ready to carry you through the night's mysteries. You take a step forward, the gravel crunching under your boots, and raise your wand arm, more out of habit than necessity. The bus is here for you, as it always is for stranded witches and wizards, its magic attuned to the lost and the wandering. The lanterns sway gently, their light beckoning, and you feel a quiet certainty, a trust in the journey ahead. The night is no longer a void, it's a canvas, and the night bus is your brush, ready to paint a path through the fog, toward whatever magic lies beyond. The night bus looms before you, its purple bulk a vibrant contrast to the fog's muted grays, its lanterns casting a warm, inviting glow that softens the night's chill. The doors, tall, paneled, and etched with faint, starry runes, stand closed. But as you approach, they swing open with a slow, resonant creak, like the lid of an ancient chest. A rush of warm air spills out, carrying the scent of polished wood, worn velvet, and the faint, comforting aroma of chamomile tea. The bus rocks gently, its frame settling with a soft groan, and a voice, cheerful and slightly hoarse, calls from within. "Welcome aboard, mate, mind the step, now." You peer inside, and the conductor greets you, a young wizard with a crooked grin and a mop of untidy hair, his purple uniform slightly askew, a badge reading Stan Shunpike pinned to his chest. His wand is tucked behind his ear, and he leans casually against the doorframe, his eyes bright with the easy camaraderie of someone who's seen 1,000 passengers and 1,000 nights. Behind him, the bus's interior is a cozy, chaotic wonder. A jumble of mismatched armchairs, brass bedsteads, and small, round tables, all bolted to the floor, but swaying faintly with the bus's rhythm. You step on board, the wooden step creaking under your boots, and the bus shifts slightly, as if acknowledging your weight. The doors close behind you with a soft thud, sealing out the fog, and the warmth envelops you, easing the chill from your bones. The interior is lit by more lanterns, their flames charmed to burn a steady, golden glow, casting dancing shadows on the paneled walls. The floor is covered in a faded, plush carpet, its pattern worn but soft, and the air hums with a faint, magical energy, a blend of comfort and motion. Stan gestures toward the armchairs, his grin widening. Take your pick. Plenty of seats tonight. Tea's on the house. And don't mind the bumps. Ernie's got a heavy foot, but he knows the roads. You nod, a quiet smile tugging at your lips, and scan the bus. A few passengers are scattered about. An old witch knitting in a corner, a young wizard reading a tattered Quidditch quarterly, and a figure wrapped in a cloak, dozing by a window. You choose a plush, velvet armchair near a fogged window, its cushions sagging invitingly, its armrests polished smooth by countless hands. You sink into the chair, the velvet soft and warm, and set your satchel at your feet. The bus's gentle rocking, a soothing lullaby. The window beside you is cool to the touch, its glass misted with fog, but faint shapes flicker beyond. Street lamps, trees, the blur of the night. Stan bustles past, a tray of teacups floating behind him, and offers you a chipped porcelain cup, its contents steaming with spiced chamomile. Keep you warm, he says, winking, and you take it, the cup's heat seeping into your palms, its scent calming your mind. The bus is alive, its wood creaking, its lanterns swaying, its magic a steady pulse that wraps around you. You sip the tea, its warmth spreading through your chest, and glance around. The other passengers' quiet presence, a comforting backdrop. The old witch's needles click softly. The young wizard turns a page, and the dozing figure's cloak rises and falls with each breath. The bus feels like a haven, a pocket of light and warmth in the vast, foggy night. And you lean back, the armchair's cushions cradling you, ready for the journey's first jolt, the first leap into the magical unknown. The night, bus's cozy interior wraps around you. The plush velvet of your armchair, a gentle cradle against the faint rocking of the floor. The chamomile tea in your hands steams softly, its spiced warmth seeping into your palms, its scent a soothing thread in the air, mingling with polished wood and worn carpet. The lanterns sway overhead, their golden glow casting dancing shadows on the paneled walls, and the bus hums with a quiet, magical energy, a living thing poised for motion. Stan Shunpike bustles past, muttering to himself about timetables, while the other passengers, the knitting witch, the reading wizard, the dozing figure, settle into their own quiet worlds. You lean back, the fogged window cool against your shoulder, and feel a gentle anticipation. The night's journey about to unfold. A sudden shout from the front breaks the calm. "Right, Ernie, let's be off," Stan calls, his voice bright with enthusiasm. The bus shudders, a low, rumbling groan rising from its frame, and you grip your teacup, the liquid rippling faintly. The driver, Ernie Prang, a stooped figure in a purple cap, grunts in reply, his hands steady on the oversized steering wheel, with a lurch that sends your stomach swooping. The bus surges forward, its tires squealing against the gravel road. The lanterns swing wildly, their light streaking across the walls, and a soft gasp escapes the knitting witch as her needles clatter to the floor. The world outside the window blurs, the fog parting like a curtain as the night bus accelerates with a magical whoosh, its speed defying the laws of Muggle physics. You press your face to the glass, the fog's chill seeping through, and catch fleeting glimpses of the night. Street lamps bending impossibly as the bus squeezes between them, their iron frames warping like rubber before snapping back into place. The bus weaves through a narrow alley, its sides brushing perilously close to brick walls, yet not a scrape or shudder betrays its passage. The magic is seamless. The bus, a nimble giant dancing through the city's maze. The first true jump comes without warning. The bus lurches upward, the floor tilting beneath you, and a tingling sensation ripples through your body, like a portkeys pull, but softer, more playful. The windows flare with light, the city's neon signs and street lights streaking into a dazzling blur of color. Reds, blues, and golds merging into a radiant tapestry. The bus seems to compress, squeezing through an impossible gap between two towering buildings. And then, with a soft pop, it emerges onto a wide, empty road. The city's chaos left behind. The lanterns settle, their sway gentling, and the bus rocks forward, its rhythm steady once more. You exhale, a quiet laugh bubbling up, the thrill of the jump lingering in your chest. The tea in your cup has miraculously stayed put, its surface calm despite the bus's acrobatics. And you take a sip, the chamomile's warmth grounding you. Stan strides down the aisle, his grin wide, clearly delighted by the jump. "Smooth as a snitch, that one," he says, winking at you. Ernie's got a knack for the tight spots. The knitting witch mutters something about reckless driving, but her eyes twinkle as she retrieves her needles, and the reading wizard chuckles, turning a page without looking up. Outside, the fog has thinned, revealing a patchwork of night. Dark fields, distant hills, the occasional glow of a Muggle village. The bus speeds along, its tires humming against the road, the stars above peeking through the mist, their light faint but steady. The interior feels alive, the wood creaking softly, the carpet muffling Stan's footsteps as he checks on passengers. You lean back, the armchair's cushions soft and warm, and watch the world blur past. The night bus, a magical cocoon carrying you through the night's mysteries. The jump has awakened something in you. A quiet wonder, a sense of being part of a hidden world where buses defy space and time. The other passengers seem to share it, their faces softened by the bus's glow, their quiet routines a testament to the journey's magic. You feel a connection to them, to the bus, to the night itself, and you settle deeper into your seat, the tea's warmth spreading through you, ready for whatever the road brings next. The night bus's rhythm, a soothing promise of adventure and rest. The night bus hums along, its gentle rocking a lullaby beneath the golden glow of swaying lanterns. Your armchair cradles you, the velvet warm against your back, the chamomile tea now half drunk, its cup resting on a small, wobbly table bolted to the floor. The windows show a blur of night, dark fields, fleeting street lights, the occasional twinkle of a far-off star. But the fog has returned, softening the world into a dreamlike haze. The bus's interior is a haven, its wood-paneled walls creaking softly, the carpet muffling the sounds of Stan's footsteps as he mutters about the next stop. The knitting witch's needles click rhythmically, the reading wizard's pages rustle, and a new sound catches your ear. A soft, rumbling snore from across the aisle. You glance over, curiosity tugging at you, and see a wizard slumped in a tall, high-backed armchair, his cloak a deep, midnight blue, its edges frayed from years of travel. His face is hidden in shadow, his head tipped back, and a long, silvery beard spills across his chest, rising and falling with each snore. Perched precariously on his head is a pointed wizard's hat, its fabric a faded green, patched with mismatched thread and embroidered with tiny, twinkling stars that pulse faintly in the lantern light. The hat is alive, its brim quivering slightly, and from it comes a soft, melodic hum. A lullaby so gentle it seems to weave through the bus's hum, calming the air itself. The hat's song is wordless at first, a series of low, soothing notes that rise and fall like a breeze through a forest. You lean closer, the tea forgotten, and the notes resolve into words, faint but clear, sung in a voice like rustling leaves. Oh, dragon, bold with scales of flame, he learned to knit by candles' claim. The lyrics tell of a dragon, fierce but lonely, who traded his fiery breath for a pair of knitting needles, crafting scarves for the creatures of his mountain lair. The tune is whimsical, tinged with a quiet melancholy, and you smile, charmed by the hat's tale, its magic a small, unexpected gift in the night. The wizard snores on, oblivious, his hands folded over a worn, leather-bound book, its title too faded to read. The hat's song shifts, a new verse beginning about a phoenix who wove tapestries from its own ashes. And you wonder at the wizard's story, where he's been, what adventures led him to this bus, this night. The hat seems to know him well, its song a reflection of his dreams, and you feel a quiet connection, a sense of shared wonder in the bus's magical embrace. Stan passes by, a tray of teacups floating behind him, and notices your gaze. Old Barnaby, he whispers, nodding toward the wizard. Travels the bus every month. Him and that hat. Sings all sorts of tales. It does. Harmless. Though, lets you sleep like a baby. He chuckles and moves on, the tray wobbling as the bus takes a gentle curve. The hat's lullaby continues, its notes wrapping around you, and you feel your eyelids grow heavy. The bus is rocking, and the song's magic a soothing duet. You sip your tea, its warmth grounding you, and glance at the window, the fog blurring the world beyond. The other passengers seem lulled by the hat song, the knitting witch's needles slow. The reading wizard's head nods, and the bus feels like a floating haven, its lanterns glowing softly, its rhythm steady. You lean back, the armchair's cushions cradling you, and let the hat's lullaby wash over you. Its tale of knitting dragons, a quiet promise of dreams. The night bus carrying you deeper into the night's enchanting embrace. The night bus sways gently through the foggy night, its lanterns casting a warm, golden glow across the cozy interior, their light dancing on the paneled walls. Your velvet armchair cradles you. The chamomile tea's lingering warmth, a quiet comfort in your hands, though the cup now sits empty on the wobbly table beside you. The bus hums with a soft, magical rhythm, its wood creaking, the carpet muffling Stan Shunpike's footsteps as he checks the tickets of a new passenger. Across the aisle, old Barnaby snores softly, his singing hat humming a lullaby about a phoenix weaving ash tapestries, its notes weaving through the bus's gentle rocking. A new distraction catches your eye, a faint metallic clink, and you turn to see a charmed tea tray hovering nearby, its teacups wobbling with every bump of the bus. The tray is a polished silver marvel, etched with swirling runes that pulse faintly, its edges curling like delicate leaves. A dozen teacups, each a different shape and color. Porcelain, bone china, even a chipped ceramic mug float just above it, their contents steaming with the same spiced chamomile you've been sipping. A small teapot, plump and gleaming, bobs at the tray's center, its spout dribbling a tiny stream of tea that vanishes before it hits the carpet. A charm keeping the bus pristine. The tray seems alive, drifting toward you with a determined wobble, as if insisting you take another cup. It's clinking a cheerful, if slightly chaotic, invitation. You smile, amused by its persistence, and reach for a cup, a delicate blue porcelain one with a faint crack along the rim. The tray quivers, almost eagerly, and the cup floats into your hand, its warmth seeping into your palms, the tea's spicy sweet scent rising to meet you. As you settle back, the tray doesn't retreat. It hovers closer, teacups rattling softly, the teapot tilting as if offering a refill. The bus hits a gentle bump, and the tray lurches, a green ceramic cup nearly toppling before righting itself with a magical nudge. You chuckle. The tray's antics, a small, delightful performance in the bus's quiet symphony. The tray drifts to the knitting witch across the aisle, who waves it off with a muttered, "Not now. I'm counting stitches." Undeterred, it bobs toward the reading wizard, who absent-mindedly takes a cup without looking up. The tray's clinking a triumphant note. It returns to you, the teapot spout tilting again, and you hold up your cup, letting it pour a fresh stream of tea. The liquid shimmering faintly in the lantern light. The tray seems satisfied, its runes pulsing brighter, and it floats away, only to wobble back moments later, as if checking you're still content. The bus sways through a turn, the windows showing a blur of fog and distant lights, and the tray's teacups clatter, a soft, rhythmic counterpoint to Barnaby's snoring and his hat's lullaby. You sip the tea, its warmth spreading through your chest, and watch the trays dance, its movements a reflection of the bus's magical chaos, ordered yet unpredictable, comforting yet wild. Stan passes by, rolling his eyes at the tray. "Bloody thing's got a mind of its own," he mutters, but his grin betrays his fondness. Charmed by some old driver years back. Never sit still. The tray's persistence feels like a gesture of care, a reminder that the night bus is more than a vehicle. It's a haven. Its magic woven into every creak, every clink, every steaming cup. You lean back, the armchair's cushions soft, the tea's warmth grounding you, and let the tray's clinking blend with the bus's hum, the hat's song, the knitting witch's needles. The night outside is vast, foggy, unknown. But here, in this swaying, glowing cocoon, you feel safe. The tray's wobbly, offering a quiet promise of comfort, carrying you deeper into the journey's soothing embrace. The night bus glides through the night, its gentle rocking a steady pulse beneath the golden glow of swaying lanterns. Your armchair holds you close, the velvet warm, the blue porcelain teacup resting on the wobbly table. Its chamomile tea now cool, but fragrant. The charmed tea tray hovers nearby, its teacups clinking softly as it drifts toward another passenger, its runes pulsing with quiet magic. Barnaby snoring and his hat's lullaby. A new verse about a mermaid's woven nets fill the air, blending with the knitting witch's clicking needles and the reading wizard's rustling pages. The bus's wood creaks, its carpet soft underfoot, and your gaze drifts to the fogged window beside you. Its glass, a misty veil hiding the night's secrets. You trace a finger across the window, the glass cool and damp, and clear a small, crescent-shaped patch, revealing a world softened by fog. The bus is moving slower now, its tires humming against a paved road, and the scene outside shifts into focus. A sleepy seaside town, its cobbled streets lined with shuttered cottages, their chimneys puffing faint curls of smoke. Lanterns hang from iron posts, their light diffused into golden halos. And a single cat, its fur silvery in the fog, darts across the road, pausing to watch the bus with luminous eyes. The scene feels timeless, a glimpse into a quiet, muggle world untouched by the bus's magic. And you smile. The town's stillness, a mirror of the bus's cozy calm. The bus accelerates with a soft, whoosh. The town fading into mist, and you clear another patch on the window. The fog's chill seeping through the glass. The landscape changes, the road giving way to a vast, open field, bathed in moonlight, its grass swaying in the breeze. A herd of moon calves grazes in the distance, their pale, bulbous bodies glowing faintly, their spindly legs moving in a delicate dance. Their large, round eyes catch the bus's lanterns, reflecting golden sparks, and you feel a quiet wonder. The creature's gentle magic, a fleeting gift in the night. The bus curves, the field vanishing, and you lean closer, the window's fog reforming like a living thing. Another glimpse comes as the bus climbs a gentle hill, the fog thinning to reveal a distant, familiar silhouette, the astronomy tower of Hogwarts, its spire piercing the sky, its windows glowing with a soft, amber light. The castle is far, a dreamlike outline in the mist, but its presence stirs a pang of nostalgia, memories of starry nights and whispered spells. The bus doesn't linger, its path veering away, and the tower fades, swallowed by the fog, leaving only the afterimage of its glow in your mind. You sit back, the armchair's cushions cradling you, and sip the cold tea, its scent grounding you in the present. The windows fog over again, their mist a canvas for the night's fleeting visions, and you let them be, content to imagine what lies beyond. The bus's interior feels warmer, safer, its lanterns swaying, its passengers a quiet community in the dark. Stan's voice drifts from the front, joking with Ernie about a shortcut, and the knitting witch hums along with Barnaby's hat, her needles slowing. The bus hums, its magic a steady pulse, and you feel a deep, quiet connection to this journey. Each glimpse through the window, a thread in the night's tapestry, weaving you closer to sleep. The night bus, a glowing haven in the foggy, magical unknown. The night bus sways through the foggy night, its lanterns casting a golden glow that dances across the velvet cushions of your armchair, their warmth a gentle embrace against the cool window beside you. The fogged glass holds the memory of fleeting glimpses, moon calves grazing, the distant astronomy tower, but now it's a misty veil, softening the world beyond. The bus's interior hums with quiet life. The charmed tea tray clinks softly as it hovers nearby. Barnaby's singing hat murmurs a lullaby about mermaid nets, and the knitting witch's needles click in rhythm. Your empty teacup rests on the wobbly table, its chamomile scent lingering, and you feel a deep, quiet calm. The bus, a glowing haven in the vast, unknown night. A sudden slowing of the bus's rhythm pulls you from your reverie, the tires humming softer, the lanterns swaying gently as Stan's voice calls out. "Midnight stop. Folks, Goblin's Bridge. 5 minutes." The bus glides to a halt, its brakes squeaking faintly, and the floor steadies beneath you, the rocking easing into a soft tremor. You peer through the window, wiping a patch clear, and see a narrow, arched bridge spanning a dark, glittering river, its stones ancient and moss-covered, etched with runes that pulse faintly in the moonlight. Floating lanterns, small, glass-bound orbs charmed to hover, line the bridge, their flames a soft, silvery blue, casting rippling reflections on the water below. The fog parts around the bridge, as if respecting its magic, and the air feels alive, heavy with the scent of damp stone, river mist, and a faint, metallic tang, like old coins. The doors creak open, and a cool breeze sweeps through the bus, carrying the river's murmur and the lantern's soft hum. Stan stands at the front, his purple uniform slightly rumpled, and gestures toward the bridge. "Quick stop. Mind the lanterns. They're a bit cheeky," he says, his grin crooked but warm. The other passengers stir. The knitting witch pauses her needles. The reading wizard marks his page. But no one moves to disembark. You shift in your seat, curious, and watch as a figure approaches the bus from the bridge, their silhouette cloaked in the fog. The figure steps aboard. A goblin, short and wiry, their hooded cloak a deep, charcoal gray, its edges embroidered with silver thread that catches the lantern's glow. Their face is sharp, all angles and glinting eyes, and they clutch a rolled-up newspaper, the Daily Prophet, its headline obscured by the fold. The goblin nods curtly to Stan, who offers a cheerful, "Evening, mate," but receives no reply. The goblin chooses a seat near the back, their movements silent, and settles into an armchair, the newspaper unrolled with a crisp snap. Their presence is quiet, almost ghostly, but the bus seems to accept them, its hum unchanged, its warmth undimmed. You watch the goblin for a moment, their eyes scanning the paper, their fingers tapping a faint rhythm on the armrest. The bridge outside glows, the lanterns bobbing slightly, as if whispering secrets to the river. One lantern drifts closer to the bus, its light spilling through the window, and you catch a faint, melodic chime, like a distant bell. The bridge feels ancient, a place where magic lingers in the stones. And you wonder at the goblins' purpose, where they're going, what stories their silence holds. The thought is fleeting, the bus's lullaby-like rocking, pulling you back to the present. Stan claps his hands, the sound sharp but friendly. Right, off we go. The doors creak shut, sealing out the river's chill, and the bus lurches forward, its tires humming against the bridge's stones. The lanterns outside sway, their blue light fading into the fog, and the bridge vanishes, swallowed by the mist. The goblin remains still, their newspaper a shield, and the other passengers settle back. Barnaby snores, the hat sings, the needles click. You lean into your armchair, the velvet soft, the tea tray hovering nearby, its clinking a quiet promise of comfort. The bus's glow wraps around you, the midnight stop a brief, magical interlude, carrying you deeper into the night's soothing journey. The night bus surges forward from the Goblin's bridge, its lanterns swaying with a renewed vigor, their golden glow casting intricate patterns on the paneled walls. Your armchair holds you close, the velvet warm against your back, the wobbly table beside you now clear of your teacup, which the charmed tea tray has whisked away with a triumphant clink. The bus hums, its wood creaking softly, the carpet muffling Stan's footsteps as he chats with Ernie at the front, their voices a low, cheerful murmur. Barnaby's singing hat has shifted to a new lullaby, a tale of a centaur weaving starlight, its notes blending with the knitting witch's clicking needles and the goblin's faint, rhythmic tapping on their newspaper. The fogged windows show only mist, but the bus's rhythm is steady, a soothing pulse that lulls you into a quiet, dreamy state. A sudden shout from Stan breaks the calm. "Oi, Ernie, let's take the shortcut," he calls, his voice bright with mischief. Ernie grunts, a sound both skeptical and amused, and the bus veers sharply, the floor tilting beneath you. The lanterns swing wildly, their light streaking across the walls, and a soft yelp escapes the knitting witch as her yarn tumbles to the carpet. You grip the armrests, your heart quickening, not with fear, but with anticipation. The bus's magic, a tangible force, alive and unpredictable. The bus accelerates, its tires humming a higher pitch, and a strange, tingling sensation ripples through you, like the pull of a portkey, but lighter, more exhilarating. The windows flare with a sudden burst of starlight, the fog parting to reveal a dark, sprawling forest below, its treetops swaying in the moonlight. The bus is no longer on the road. It's rising, its frame shuddering as it lifts off the ground, floating above the trees with a soft, magical whoosh. The sensation is surreal, the floor vibrating faintly, the armchairs swaying as if cradled by the wind, and you press your face to the window, the glass cool against your cheek. The forest stretches beneath you, a sea of dark green, its branches glittering with dew, the occasional flash of a creature's eyes catching the bus's lanterns. Owls glide alongside, their wings silent, their forms ghostly in the mist, and a distant, melodic hoot echoes, blending with the hat's lullaby. The bus floats higher, the stars above a dazzling canopy, their light piercing the fog, and you feel a quiet awe, the world below a dreamlike tapestry. The bus, a magical vessel sailing through the night. The flight is brief, a moment of weightless wonder, and then, with a gentle lurch, the bus begins to descend, its tires grazing the treetops with a soft rustle, the lanterns steady, their sway gentling, and the bus lands with a soft thump, its frame rocking as it settles onto a narrow, winding road. The forest looms around you, its shadows deep but kind, and the fog creeps back, softening the world once more. Stan laughs, a bright, infectious sound, and calls out, "Told you, Ernie, smooth as a broomstick." Ernie grunts, shaking his head, but his shoulders shake with silent amusement. The passengers stir, the knitting witch retrieving her yarn with a fond mutter, the reading wizard chuckling behind his magazine, the goblin unmoved, their newspaper still raised. You lean back, a quiet smile tugging at your lips, the thrill of the almost flight lingering in your chest. The tea tray hovers nearby, offering a fresh cup, its clinking a cheerful note, and you take it, the tea's warmth grounding you. The bus hums, its rhythm steady, the lanterns glowing softly, and you feel a deep, quiet connection to this fleeting magic. The night's journey, a tapestry of wonder, weaving you closer to dreams. The night bus glides along the winding road, its lanterns casting a warm, golden glow that wraps around you. Their light, a gentle embrace in the cozy interior. Your armchair cradles you. The velvet soft. The new teacup in your hands steaming with chamomile. Its spicy, sweet scent, a quiet comfort. The forest outside has faded into fog. The windows misted once more, their glass a canvas for the night's secrets. The bus hums, its wood creaking, the carpet muffling Stan's footsteps as he jokes with Ernie about their shortcut. Barnaby's hat sings of starlight woven cloaks. The knitting witch's needles click, and the Goblin's newspaper rustles faintly. A new sound catches your ear, a soft, cheerful voice, like a crackling hearth, and you glance up to find a talking portrait above your seat, its frame gleaming in the lantern light. The portrait is small, no larger than a book, its wooden frame carved with tiny, twirling vines that seem to shift in the shadows. The figure within is a wizard, his face round and ruddy, his eyes twinkling behind half-moon spectacles, a pointed hat perched jauntily on his head. His robes are a patchwork of colors: emerald, crimson, sapphire, faded, but vibrant. And he leans forward, as if eager to share a secret, his voice warm and conspiratorial. "Well, now, young traveler," he says, his words carrying over the bus's hum. "Fancy a chat? Been ages since I had a proper natter on this old bus." You smile, charmed by his enthusiasm, and nod, the tea's warmth grounding you as you settle back to listen. The portrait launches into a tale of his Hogwarts days, his voice a melodic cadence that blends with the bus's rhythm. "Oh, the kitchens. Now there's a place," he says, his eyes glinting. "Used to sneak down after curfew, past the Hufflepuff common room, tickle the pear in that still life painting. Pop, in you go. And the house elves, bless 'em, would pile treacle tarts and pumpkin juice high as a troll's head." He chuckles, the sound like rustling parchment, and you imagine the castle's warm, bustling kitchens, the scent of baking bread and sticky sweets. The portrait's stories flow, each one a vivid thread in the night's tapestry. He tells of midnight wand duels in the Gryffindor common room, of charming his quill to write essays while he napped, of a disastrous attempt to befriend a bowtruckle that left him with twigs in his hair for a week. His voice is soothing, a storyteller's lilt that wraps around you, and you sip your tea. The bus is rocking, the portraits, tales, a gentle lullaby. The other passengers seem to listen too. The knitting witch's needle slow. The reading wizard tilts his head. Even the goblins, tapping pauses, their newspaper lowered slightly. The portrait pauses, his eyes softening, and leans closer, his frame creaking faintly. This bus, now, it's got stories of its own, he whispers, as if sharing a secret. Seen witches and wizards from all corners, each with a tale to tell. You're part of it, you know, just by being here. The words settle over you, a quiet truth, and you feel a connection to the bus's magic, its passengers, its journey through the night. The lanterns sway, their glow steady, and the portrait smiles, his voice fading to a hum, promising more tales another time. You lean back, the armchair's cushions cradling you, the tea's warmth a steady ember in your chest. The bus hums, its rhythm carrying you forward. The portrait's stories, a soothing echo, weaving you deeper into the night's enchanting embrace, toward dreams yet to unfold. The night bus hums through the foggy night, its lanterns casting a warm, golden glow that wraps the cozy interior in a soft embrace, their light dancing across the paneled walls. Your velvet armchair cradles you. The chamomile tea in your hands, now cool but fragrant, its cup resting on the wobbly table beside you. The talking portrait above your seat has fallen silent, its wizard dozing with a faint smile, his patchwork robes shimmering in the lantern light. Barnaby's singing hat murmurs a lullaby about starlight cloaks. The knitting witch's needles click softly, and the goblin's newspaper rustles as they turn a page. The fogged windows hide the world beyond, but the bus slows, its tires humming a gentler tune, and Stan's voice calls out, "Wizarding Village, folks, just passing through, no stops." The promise of a magical hamlet stirs your curiosity, and you lean toward the window, ready to glimpse its quiet wonders. You wipe a patch clear on the fogged glass, its chill seeping into your fingers, and the scene unfolds. A cobbled street winding through a cluster of crooked, timber-framed shops, their roofs dusted with moonlight. The bus glides silently, its magic muffling the tire's crunch, and the village feels like a dream, its stillness broken only by the faint glow of lanterns hanging from curled iron posts. The shops are shuttered, their signs swaying gently in the breeze. their names painted in curling, golden script, honeydukes. Its window dark, but hinting at jars of fizzing Whizbees. Ollivanders, a single wand in its display, glowing with a soft, silvery light. A sleepy owl post, its perch empty, but littered with downy feathers. The village is alive, though quiet. Its magic a subtle pulse that syncs with the bus's hum. A cat, black as night, with emerald eyes, sits atop a barrel, watching the bus with a knowing gaze, its tail flicking lazily. A charmed broom leans against a wall, twitching as if eager to sweep the cobbles on its own. The air carries the scent of fresh ink, sugar syrup, and aged wood, a blend that stirs memories of bustling days in Diagon Alley, now softened by the night's calm. You press your face closer, the window's fog reforming at the edges, and catch a glimpse of a tiny, glowing shop. Scrivenshaft's quill shop, its window filled with quills that shimmer like peacock feathers, their tips dancing as if writing invisible letters. The bus turns a corner, the street narrowing, and the shops give way to cozy cottages, their thatched roofs glowing faintly under the moonlight, their gardens bursting with magical plants. A flutterby bush quivers, its leaves rustling a soft melody, and a cluster of moonflowers pulses with a gentle, silvery light, their petals curling in the night air. The village feels like a secret, a pocket of magic hidden from the Muggle world, and you feel a quiet connection to it, a sense of being welcomed, even as a passerby. The bus's lanterns sway, their glow mingling with the village's light, and the interior feels warmer. The passengers' quiet presence, a shared appreciation of this fleeting glimpse. Stan hums a tune from the front, his voice blending with Barnaby's hat, and Ernie steers with a steady hand, the bus gliding through the village without disturbing its sleep. The knitting witch pauses her needles, peering out her own window, and murmurs, "Lovely place. This." The goblin remains still, their newspaper raised, but their tapping slows, as if the village's calm has reached them too. You lean back, the armchair's cushions soft, and sip the cold tea, its scent grounding you. The village fades as the bus accelerates, the cobbles giving way to a dirt road, the fog swallowing the shops and cottages, but their glow lingers in your mind, a quiet promise of magic woven into the night's journey. The night bus picks up speed, its lanterns swaying with a gentle rhythm, their golden glow a steady heartbeat in the cozy interior. The wizarding village's cobbled streets and glowing shops are gone, swallowed by the fog, and the windows beside your armchair are misted once more, their glass a cool, foggy canvas. The chamomile tea's scent lingers in your empty cup, the wobbly table creaking faintly with the bus's motion. Barnaby's hat sings a new lullaby, a tale of a unicorn weaving moonlight, its notes soft and dreamy, blending with the knitting witch's clicking needles and the goblin's rustling newspaper. A new sound, a soft, frantic mutter catches your ear, and you glance across the aisle to see a young witch, her face flushed, wrestling with a peculiar problem, a vanishing suitcase. The witch is slight, her robes a faded blue, her hair a wild tangle of curls pinned haphazardly with a quill. She sits in a low, cushioned chair, her knees drawn up, and her hands flit nervously over the floor, as if searching for something unseen. Beside her, a small leather suitcase, its surface scratched, its brass clasps tarnished, flickers faintly, then vanishes with a soft pop, only to reappear under a different chair a few feet away. The witch gasps, her voice a hushed, "Oh, not again," and scrambles to retrieve it, her robes tangling as she crawls across the carpet. The suitcase, as if playing a game, flickers and vanishes again, this time materializing near the reading wizard, who glances up with mild amusement before returning to his magazine. You watch, a quiet smile tugging at your lips. The witch's predicament, a charming interlude in the bus's soothing rhythm. She mutters charms under her breath. Actio, finite incantatem, her wand sparking faintly. But the suitcase remains stubborn, popping from chair to chair with a mischievous hum. The charmed tea tray hovers nearby, its teacups clinking as if cheering the suitcase on, and offers the witch a cup, which she waves off with a flustered, "Not now. Please." The tray retreats, wobbling, and you catch Stan's grin from the front, his voice low as he mutters to Ernie, "That case has got more magic than sense." The witch finally corners the suitcase near Barnaby's chair, its leather glowing faintly in the lantern light. She casts a binding charm, Immobulus, her wand tracing a shaky arc, and the suitcase freezes, its flickering stilled. She grabs it, hugging it to her chest, and sinks back into her chair, her face a mix of relief and exasperation. "Third time this week," she mutters, loud enough for you to hear, and glances your way, catching your gaze. She blushes, offering a shy smile. Charmed it to avoid thieves, but now it avoids me too, she says, her voice soft but warm. You nod, charmed by her candor, and feel a quiet connection, a shared understanding of magic's quirks. The suitcase hums faintly, as if sulking, and the witch pats it, her touch gentle, like soothing a pet. The bus sways through a turn, the fogged windows showing only mist, and the interior feels alive. The passengers' small dramas, a tapestry of life. Barnaby snores, his hat's lullaby unbroken. The knitting witch chuckles softly, and the Goblin's tapping resumes, their newspaper a quiet shield. You lean back, the armchair's cushions cradling you, and watch the witch check her suitcase again, its clasps glinting in the light. The bus's magic, a steady pulse carrying you through the night's gentle wonders. The night bus glides through the foggy night, its lanterns casting a golden glow that wraps the interior in a cozy, dreamlike warmth, their light swaying with the bus's gentle rocking. Your armchair holds you close, the velvet soft, the wobbly table beside you now clear, the tea tray having drifted off to pester another passenger. The young witch across the aisle clutches her vanishing suitcase, her face relaxed but watchful, its leather still humming faintly. Barnaby's hat sings of moonlight weaving unicorns. The knitting witch's needles click, and the Goblin's newspaper rustles, their silence a quiet presence. The fogged windows hide the world, but a sudden shift in the bus's rhythm, a sharper turn, a softer hum, stirs your curiosity. And Stan's voice calls out, "Detour, folks. Hidden mountain path. Bit of magic in the air." The bus veers, its tires crunching against gravel, and the floor tilts slightly, the lanterns swinging in a wider arc. You wipe a patch clear on the window, the glass cool and damp, and peer out to see a narrow, winding path carved into a misty ridge, its edges flanked by dark, jagged peaks. The fog thins, revealing a sky ablaze with stars, their light sharp and dazzling, casting a silvery glow on the rocky terrain. Owls glide past the windows, their wings silent, their eyes catching the lantern's light in golden flashes. And the air feels alive, heavy with the scent of pine, stone, and a faint, electric tang of magic, like a storm just passed. The path climbs higher, the bus weaving with impossible grace, its magic defying the steep incline. The windows show a breathtaking vista, craggy cliffs draped in moss, their surfaces etched with ancient runes that pulse faintly, like the bridge's lanterns. A stream glitters below, its water sparkling under the starlight, and a lone thestral, its skeletal form ghostly, watches from a ledge, its eyes calm and knowing. The bus's interior feels warmer. The lanterns glow a contrast to the mountain's wild chill, and you lean closer, the window's fog reforming at the edges, the scene of fleeting, magical painting. The passengers stir, drawn to the windows. The knitting witch pauses her needles. The reading wizard lowers his magazine. Even the goblin glances up, their newspaper dipping slightly. The young witch hugs her suitcase, her eyes wide with wonder, and murmurs, "Never seen this path before." The portrait above your seat wakes, its wizard yawning, and whispers, "Old magic up here, older than Hogwarts." His voice is soft, reverent, and you feel a quiet awe. The mountain secrets a thread in the bus's tapestry, weaving you deeper into the night's enchantment. The bus crests the ridge, the path leveling, and the stars seem closer, their light a canopy above the misty peaks. The owls circle, their hoots a soft melody, and the bus hums, its rhythm steady, its magic a gentle pulse. You lean back, the armchair's cushions cradling you, the mountain's wild beauty lingering in your mind. The tea tray returns, offering a fresh cup, its clinking a cheerful note, and you take it, the tea's warmth grounding you. The detour is a gift, a glimpse of hidden magic, and you feel a deep, quiet connection to the journey. The night bus carrying you through the night's soothing wonders, toward dreams yet to unfold. The night bus winds down from the misty mountain path, its lanterns casting a warm, golden glow that bathes the cozy interior in a soft, dreamlike embrace. Your velvet armchair cradles you, the cushions worn but comforting, the chamomile tea in your hands steaming gently, its spicy sweet scent a quiet anchor in the night's gentle sway. The fogged windows beside you hide the world, their glass misted with the mountain's chill, but the memory of starlit peaks and gliding owls lingers, a fleeting vision woven into the journey's tapestry. The young witch across the aisle dozes lightly, her vanishing suitcase still, its leather glowing faintly in the lantern light. Barnaby's singing hat hums a fading lullaby about unicorn moonlight. The knitting witch's needles rest in her lap, and the goblin's newspaper lies folded, their eyes closed. A new sound, a soft, melodic hum, rises from the chandeliers above, their crystal prisms twinkling, and you tilt your head, drawn to the lamp's magical lullaby. The chandeliers are ornate, their brass frames etched with swirling runes that pulse faintly, each holding a cluster of tiny, flame-like orbs that burn without heat, their golden light swaying with the bus's rhythm. The hum begins as a single note, low and resonant, like a distant cello, and grows into a melody, a wordless song that seems to come from the bus's very heart. The notes weave through the air, blending with the woods creaking, the carpet's muffled hush, and the faint clink of the charmed tea tray hovering nearby. The lullaby is ancient, a tune only magical objects know, and it wraps around you, a gentle spell that soothes your mind and weighs softly on your eyelids. You set your teacup on the wobbly table, its porcelain clinking faintly, and lean back, the armchair's velvet a warm embrace. The chandelier's song shifts, the melody rising and falling like a tide, each note a brush stroke in the night's quiet canvas. The bus feels alive, its magic a steady pulse, and the passengers seem lulled. The knitting witch's head nods. The reading wizard's magazine slips to the floor. Even the goblin's sharp features soften, their hands folded in their lap. Barnaby's hat falls silent, as if respecting the lamp's song, and the portrait above your seat stirs, its wizard whispering, "Old charm, that tune sings you to sleep." It does. His voice fades, and you smile, the bus a glowing cocoon, its lullaby a promise of rest. The windows remain fogged, but faint shapes flicker beyond, shadows of trees, a distant star's gleam, the blur of the night. The bus sways gently, its tires humming a softer tune, and the chandelier's light dances, their prisms casting tiny rainbows on the walls, like fragments of a dream. The melody deepens, a harmonic chord that vibrates through the bus, and you feel a quiet connection to its magic, a sense of being carried not just through space, but through time, toward a place of peace. The tea tray drifts closer, its teacups still, as if listening, and you wave it off gently, the lullaby's spell too strong for another sip. The bus's rhythm slows, it's rocking a gentle cradle, and the chandelier's song softens, the notes stretching into a delicate, fading hum. your eyelids grow heavy. The lamp's magic, a tender invitation to sleep, and you sink deeper into the armchair. The velvet warm, the bus's glow a steady heartbeat, the passengers' quiet breathing, the woods creaking, the lamp's fading tune. They blend into a symphony of calm, weaving you closer to dreams. The night outside is vast, foggy, unknown. But here, in this swaying, singing haven, you feel safe. The chandelier's lullaby, a quiet promise of rest, carrying you toward the journey's end. The night bus glides through the night, its lanterns dimming slightly, their golden glow a soft, fading embrace in the cozy interior. The chandelier's lullaby lingers in your mind, its melody a gentle echo that weighs on your eyelids, the armchair's velvet cushions cradling you like a warm hug. The chamomile tea's scent clings to the empty cup on the wobbly table, its porcelain cool now, the charmed tea tray having drifted off to rest in a corner, its clinking silenced. The passengers are quiet. Barnaby snores softly, his hat still. The knitting witch dozes with her needles in her lap, the goblin's newspaper folded, the young witch's suitcase glowing faintly. The fogged windows hide the world, their mist a dreamy veil, and the bus's rhythm slows, its tires humming a gentler tune, the rocking easing into a soft, hypnotic sway. A light tap on your shoulder pulls you from the edge of sleep, and you blink to see Stan Shunpike standing beside you, his crooked grin warm in the dim light. "Nearing your stop, mate," Stan whispers, his voice soft but clear, careful not to wake the others. His purple uniform is rumpled, his wand tucked behind his ear, and he nods toward the door, as if the destination is just beyond. You blink again, a quiet confusion stirring. How does he know where you're going? You don't recall telling him. The night's journey, a blur of fog, jumps, and magical glimpses. But the night bus always knows. Its magic attuned to the needs of its passengers, and you trust it. A calm certainty settling over you. You nod, a small smile tugging at your lips, and Stan pats your shoulder, his grin widening. Right, then gather your things. We'll be there in a tick. You reach for your satchel at your feet, its leather cool and familiar, and check its contents. Your wand, a few coins, a crumpled letter you meant to read. The bus sways gently, the lanterns flickering, their light softer now, as if preparing to bid you farewell. The portrait above your seat stirs, its wizard yawning, and murmurs, Safe travels, young one. Come back for more stories. His voice is a whisper, fading into the bus's hum, and you nod. A quiet gratitude warming your chest. The other passengers remain asleep, their faces peaceful in the dim glow, and you feel a connection to them, a shared journey through the night's magic, even if only for a moment. You wipe a patch clear on the window, the glass damp against your fingers, and peer out. The fog has thinned, revealing a dark, grassy field under a starry sky, its blades swaying in a gentle breeze. A single oak stands in the distance, its branches etched against the moonlight, and a faint, golden light glows beyond, like a lantern marking a path. The scene feels familiar, a place you know, but can't quite name, and you trust the bus's magic to deliver you where you need to be. The tires crunch softly, the bus gliding to a stop, its frame settling with a gentle groan, and the lanterns dim further, their glow a quiet farewell. Stan moves to the door, his footsteps muffled, and the doors creak open, a cool breeze sweeping through, carrying the scent of grass, dew, and distant pine. The bus feels still, its hum a soft, fading pulse, and you rise, the armchair's cushions sighing as you leave them. You sling your satchel over your shoulder, the weight grounding you, and step toward the door, the carpet soft under your boots. The passengers sleep on, the chandeliers silent, the bus's magic a steady presence, guiding you toward the night's end, a quiet promise of safety and dreams. The night bus stands still, its doors open, the cool night air spilling into the cozy interior, a gentle contrast to the lantern's fading glow. Your satchel hangs over your shoulder, its leather cool against your cloak, the weight of your wand and crumpled letter, a quiet reminder of the world beyond. Stan Shunpike stands by the door, his crooked grin warm, his purple uniform glowing faintly in the moonlight filtering through the fog. The passengers remain asleep, Barnaby snoring a soft rumble, the knitting witch's needles still, the young witch's suitcase quiet, the goblin's newspaper folded. The portrait above your seat is dark, its wizard gone to rest, and the chandelier's lullaby is a distant memory. The bus's hum, now a whisper, its magic settling into silence. You pause at the threshold, the wooden step creaking faintly, and take a final glance at the glowing haven that carried you through the night. You step off the bus, your boots sinking into soft, dew-kissed grass, the ground cool and springy beneath you. The air is crisp, heavy with the scent of earth, wildflowers, and a faint, salty tang, as if the sea is near. The bus's doors creak shut behind you, the sound soft but final, and you turn to see Stan wave, his grin a flash of warmth in the dark. "Take care, mate," he calls, his voice low, and with a sudden pop, the night bus vanishes, its lanterns winking out, the fog swirling to fill the space where it stood. The night is still, the silence profound, broken only by the rustle of grass in the breeze and the distant hoot of an owl. You stand alone, but not lonely. The bus's magic lingering in your chest, a quiet glow of wonder and calm. The field stretches around you, its grass shimmering under the moonlight. The oak in the distance, a silent sentinel. Above, the stars stretch wide, their light sharp and endless, a canopy of diamonds in the velvet sky. The golden glow you saw from the window is closer now, a lantern hanging from a wooden post, its flame steady, marking a path that winds toward a cluster of cottages, their roofs just visible in the dark. The scene feels like home, or perhaps a place you're meant to find, and you trust it. The bus's magic, a guide, even in its absence. You take a step, the grass crunching softly, and breathe deeply, the night's scents grounding you. The path ahead is narrow, its dirt packed and smooth, and the lantern's light spills across it, a golden ribbon in the dark. An owl glides overhead, its wings silent, its eyes catching the starlight, and you smile, a quiet connection to the night's gentle magic. The cottages grow closer, their windows dark but welcoming, and you feel a deep, quiet fulfillment, a sense of having journeyed through a world of wonders, foggy bridges, flying buses, singing hats, vanishing suitcases, and arrived exactly where you're meant to be. The stars watch, their light a silent blessing, and you walk on, the path a steady guide, the night safe and waiting for dreams. The night bus's glow fades into memory, but its magic stays with you, a soothing ember in your heart, carrying you toward sleep. The world quiet, the stars endless, the night yours to dream in.